So today we absolutely need to talk about the Armory because I have said many times before, and I truly believe this, that the Armory is one of the coolest and more interesting updates in Counter-Strike history. I know a lot of people are upset about not having operations anymore in CS2, or at least it seems like we're not going to have operations anymore in CS2, but in a lot of ways, the Armory is, I think, a pretty good replacement for operations, worse in some ways, maybe better and has more potential in some ways as well. But right now, at this very moment, the Armory is an absolute disaster. We're going to be talking about why I think that and how Valve can maybe fix this going forward in the future in this video today. But of course, first, I just want to mention real quick my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, or any other payment method, hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, we like to get those big deals done. So if you have any expensive skins, knives, gloves, maybe you want to sell bulk cases, maybe even your entire inventory all in one go, I would love to help cash you out safely, effectively, and efficiently. And also, of course, if you're selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content as well, which I would appreciate a ton. And that would help us, do more cool videos and more content and stuff like that going forward into the future. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. This is the Armory right now on CS ROI, and you might notice that things are not looking so good. Right now, you have one collection that is profitable after Steam fees and taxes and all that stuff, and obviously that is the Elemental Craft sticker collection. Now, I've said for a while that I do think the Elemental Craft stickers are one of the better investments from this whole thing. I think cheap Elemental Craft stickers will end up doing very, very, very well over time. I think we've seen in the past that cheap stickers that people actually use and are actually like craftable perform very well. Those prices do rise. The expensive stickers, it seems like, don't really quite do as well. You don't really have as much room to run, and people don't really, I don't think, like to craft with as expensive stickers really that often, unless they're like the truly iconic stuff, like like crown foils at their peak or like stuff like that. But whatever, I think mostly cheap stickers go up over time. They're consumable items, they have great fundamentals, but that's only if and when the Elemental Craft sticker collection actually gets removed. Now, as far as all the other stuff, you'll see everything else is unprofitable, at least as far as the collection and stuff go. Character craft stickers after the tax and fees, those will be unprofitable. The new XM is unprofitable. Sport and field, missing link sharp, small arm charts, even the new train 2025 collection, which in theory right now should be insanely profitable, is not doing so hot. And this should be new. This should be really profitable right now because all these skins are new. These are fresh. These are exciting. Prices should be sky high. Prices should be as high as they could possibly be, and they're really only going to go down over time as we get more and more skins. But the new train collection shows the big issue with the Armory right now, right in front of our eyes. This should be a giant red flag. This should be a warning sign. This should be a wake-up call for Valve, showing why this is such a disaster right now. Now, if we click on the Train 2025 collection, this is the wrong one. This is the Train 2025 collection. The skins in it are not amazing. They're not insane. But again, these are all new skins. This is a brand new collection. These prices should be high, and then as this collection gets redeemed more and more and more, these prices should kind of slowly drop over time. Eventually they'll hit a bottom and they'll start rebounding back up even after they've been out a while. But again, this collection is not insane, but there are some high quality skins. You have an Op skin red, that should be pretty expensive. You have an M4A4 pink skin, that should be pretty expensive. And then honestly, you have the Tech 9 whiteout, which is a really, really good skin as far as a purple goes. This is going to be an expensive purple right now. Factory new for this thing's $182. Minimum wear is $30. Field test is $5. That's not bad. This thing is not doing too bad in terms of prices. Now, I don't necessarily love the M4A4 Hellish either. To me, it's kind of, I don't know if it's a better or worse version than the M4A4 Hellfire, but like we already have a fiery hellish skin for the M4A4, so I'm very, very confused why we did another one, especially, I don't know, I think I'm just confused why we did one at all. I was going to say so soon, but not even so soon, just why did we do one at all? I don't necessarily know. And then obviously you have the Long Dong Op, where I think Anomaly put it perfectly that like this Op is kind of in the same range and in the same tier for many people as like the CMYK. Now, I do think the Long Dong overall is cooler than the CMYK, but I don't think it is much better, and I don't really think it's going to get people that much more excited. So overall, this collection to me is just very, very similar to the graphic design collection. It's got the Op that's very similar as the red. It's got, some okay pinks, some okay purples, some okay skins overall, but overall, it's not an insane collection. It's not my favorite collection. It doesn't like knock my socks off by any means, but it's got 3 good skins in it. It's got skins that I think people can be excited about a little bit, and overall, it's just kind of mid. It's just kind of fine. It's just kind of whatever. But also the bad thing about the Train 2025 collection is we're probably going to see these skins as souvenirs as well, where for like the graphic design collection, if and when it gets removed, that will probably be all we see of those skins. It won't necessarily, end up as souvenirs. So right now, there's really not great ways to be redeeming your Armory stars. And again, when there's not great ways to be redeeming your Armory stars, there's not as many reasons to buy the pass. Now, I know I'm going to stop you right there. Obviously, there's an insane way to redeem the stars right now. Obviously, if we pull up the cases, we will see that the Fever case is insanely profitable. Right now, this thing is $2.14 on Steam, which when you can get it for about 80 cents, being able to sell it for $2.14, that's going to be insane profit. And it's one of the best cases to unbox right now. It's one of the best cases to redeem. It's got the boosted odds for Dopplers and stuff like that. It's like a broken case in that regards, whatever. The Fever case is absolutely insane. But the big issue, even with that, even with the Fever case being removed and being as insane it is and so profitable, that there's one thing that you should really be redeeming your stars with right now, and that is the Fever case. Whether you want to use it to open cases, whether you want to use it to, sell off to just farm more money, your stars or passes or whatever, everyone being hyper-focused in on one thing eventually is going to drive the prices of the Fever case down. No, it might take a while, it might not be anytime soon, whatever, and people might have time, but this is just the only good thing to redeem your stars with right now, and that also means it's going to attract a ton of attention from, the bot farms and the people who are farming Armory stars and passes and all that stuff. So eventually I do think this thing will be, driven down in price. Eventually it won't be the hot new case. Eventually it won't be, the shiny new knives and all that stuff. The prices are going to get pushed down a little bit. And it'll be a lot less profitable than it is now. It's possible and maybe even likely that it will always remain at least some level of profitable because it's just such a good case with such strong demand, such strong unboxing numbers, whatever. But we don't know. It's only been out for like 17 or 18 days. It's too early to tell for all that stuff. But for everything else, I think you can see a very, very bad sign going on. Again, the fact that the Train 2025 collection is already not only unprofitable, but extremely unprofitable this early shows that people do not like how the Armory is currently set up. And again, even with the Fever case gaining so much of the demand and so much of the popularity, that should make Train 2025 collection even more expensive, even more profitable, because it should mean people are redeeming this even less, which should make these skins rare, which should drive those prices up. But the big issue here is that Valve, since they did not remove anything from the OG Armory collections, from the previous Armory stuff, people have an all-time low confidence in buying any of these things or investing in them or anything like that. Like, one, even if you were somebody just looking to buy the skins or whatever, you might as well just wait. If these skins are going to be in the game and in the Armory for 6 months plus, why would you buy right now? Why would you buy at all-time highs? Why would you buy at the peak prices? Why would you buy when things are going to be super, super expensive when you could wait 2-3 months or whatever? And in the meantime, you can open up Fever cases or redeem Fever cases and make all this money. And then there's also no reason to buy the Train 2025 collection skins because Valve hasn't even proved to us or showed yet that any of the other skins are going to become discontinued. And if they're just going to continue to pile into these things and they're going to remain collections that are in the game forever or seemingly forever or whatever, those end up being really, really bad purchases, and nobody wants skins like that. People want stuff that is unique, special, rare, and how you get people to buy more things is thinking that they have a scarcity, thinking that they have a short amount of time, thinking that this is a special moment when I can only get these skins right now, and having that sense of FOMO where if I don't get the stuff right now, I'm going to miss out. That's how you drive those prices up. And I know a lot of people like to clown on CS2 investors or investing or whatever, but investing and investors drive a huge amount of the money and drive a huge amount of the markets. And if these things are going to prove to be successful investments over time, that will actually make more people buy them and will make investors pile into them as well, which, again, people like to talk trash, whatever, but that makes money for Valve. And right now, with all of the collections being unprofitable, that is going to limit Valve's ability to make money because when things are looking insanely profitable, insanely good, that's going to incentivize people to buy the passes, to play the game, to redeem the stars. But when all of these things have literally negative unboxing ROIs, there's not as much reason to be unboxing as many of these things. And honestly, two of the new things that Valve put out, the Train 2025 collection and the new XM 1014 Solitude, the new limited edition item, they're not that interesting. They're not that sexy. People don't really care about them that much. Now, at the beginning, when we had the Desert Eagle Heat Treated, it was this new item that people were going crazy for. When we had all these new sticker collections, all these new weapons, people thought this was going to be a limited time thing. People thought they were going to have to, hurry up and buy this stuff, whatever. Armory passes were going crazy. Everyone was buying them. Everyone was redeeming them, all that. But now these things have slowed down a ton. And I really do hope Valve learns from this. Because honestly, to me, this is a lot of the same mistake that they're making right now with the major items. The CS2 major items like the stickers and stuff like that. They wanted their sales to go on forever. They wanted to sell as many stickers as possible. They wanted to keep pumping out borderless, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And they made a ton of money. Paris sold insanely well. They made a ton of money. The teams got rich. The players got rich. Valve made a ton of money right after that, whatever. But you were seeing that is starting to dry up. Every single major sells less and less and less. Players are starting to get upset. Teams are starting to get upset. Tournament organizers are starting to get upset. And that money is going down. Valve's even getting so desperate as to like tweet out, hey, these things are about to, go out off sale. Like hurry up and buy them, whatever. And that's something we talked about in the video yesterday. And the Armory right now is focused down that same track. If Valve doesn't hurry up and remove some of this stuff and show people that these collections will be discontinued, the profitability is going to continue to stay low. They're not going to keep selling passes as fast as they are right now. Yes, they're doing insanely well just because of the Fever case. But what was the point of making the new XM? What was the point of putting out the new train collection if you just wanted, to only have demand for that Fever case? But literally, as soon or if the gallery case gets removed or one of the old collections gets removed or whatever, that's instantly going to drive up and skyrocket demand for the Fever case, for the train collection, for all these new items, because people are going to rush in and know that, hey, this is actually discontinued stuff. This is actually rare stuff. This is actually limited edition, one-of-a-kind stuff that I have to get right now. But if all this stuff is going to remain in the Armory forever, which I think there's absolutely no way it's going to happen, that's not something I'm worried about or whatever, but once Valve proves to us that this stuff is there only for a flash, it's all going to explode. They're going to make way more money. And if people are saying, oh, Valve knows what they're doing, Valve wants to make money, blah, 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 whatever. First of all, Valve are just human beings at the end of the day. They can make mistakes. They can make dumb decisions, whatever. You see businesses, rich people, companies do that stuff all the time. So I don't know why people like to put people on a pedestal. But Valve has also made some lackluster decisions here and there. Think about the release of CS2. Think about what they're doing with the major items right now, whatever. As soon as Valve shows us that something like this is going to be discontinued, again, the profitability, everything's going to go up. It's going to make so much sense for everybody. And it's going to be way better for investors, way better for people who are playing the game. And it's just going to make way more sense. But right now, with the Armory prices being in its disastrous position where they are, again, one single collection out of all the collections is even profitable, even makes sense at all to redeem right now, it doesn't make sense. Because, again, why would people redeem unprofitable collections when they can open cases and go for golds? Collections don't even have golds and small arm charms and charms, whatever. Like, why would you not want to at least try and get a knife or something expensive or something rare when right now you can open the train collection and maybe get a freaking Battle Scar Long Dong or something, or just get a bunch of trash skins? It doesn't make sense. So right now the Armory is a disaster, but it still has potential. It's still one of the coolest things ever put into the game. But Valve just needs to get their act together. And I really think that, sooner rather than later, they need to make some changes and they need to remove something from the Armory because it needs to stay fresh and needs to stay interesting. But right now, they're going down a path that, is not going so well right now. And it's only going to get worse from here as they continue to sit on their hands and do nothing. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm really hoping Valve does something soon. But I'm also not holding my breath because Valve has done some silly things before. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.